I'm ready. Multitasking.
First question is from Kevin Kinder. Go ahead, Kevin.
Coach, you'd mentioned a couple of weeks ago going in that this was going to be a different sort of between games process for you, with just one game per week. Have you kind of figured that out? Do you feel like you're getting that to a routine, and what's different about it for you?
Yes, it definitely is different. What I absolutely love is the recovery opportunity we have. Now I know what it's like, American football, one game a week. So it is a great coaching opportunity. I have more opportunity to coach and develop. I love that piece. And then the recovery piece. We all love to compete, but sometimes that Friday, Sunday, or that Thursday, Sunday, is a tough model. So I've enjoyed that. You do miss the games and as much as you want to in training make it game-like, it's never game-like enough. So that would be something I don't like, is missing out on those opportunities in game pace or game model. But there's some really good things, and I think we are. I think from a periodization standpoint, it's making more sense now.
Next question is from Cody Nesper. Go ahead, Cody.
Hey, Coach. Obviously, you're through a few games now, and I just wanted to ask you, do you think that because of the abnormal run-up to this season, obviously all the restrictions that were and still are in place, do you think that could increase parity in the league this year?
You kind of broke up, but I'm going to answer it the best. I think you asked me because of just the disruption of development and disruption of opportunity, is it allowed more parity in our league?
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I do. I think it's just a really strange year. Being part of the NCAA, every state was dealing with things differently, and every team was dealing with things differently. So I do think there were some, I guess, pause that was happening that hurt different states, different teams' development. So I would probably say that would lead to some parity.
Sam, we'll go to you.
We didn't get to speak to you, Coach, after your game last week. So what did you think of that game? You usually get, a nice ranked matchup in the beginning of the season, and you kind of got lucky with Oklahoma State in Game 3. How do you think you measured up in the top 10 matchup?
Yeah, I thought we had incredible moments of where we felt we did enough to win the game. I mean, going into double overtime and losing and not coming away with a win was very disappointing because I thought we did enough to win. But then there were moments where, we got to get better, and we didn't get to see those areas up until the Oklahoma State game. So to go into double overtime, to answer your question, well, hey, if it's a top 10 opponent, I think we fared pretty well, but we want to be a great team. And great teams can't beat themselves up. And that's what we did. We beat ourselves that game. Now, is Oklahoma State a great team? And did they put pressure on us and made us make these mistakes? Absolutely. So it was a really good opportunity for us to say, hey, if we want to get to that next level, we got to win games like that. No moral victories.
Okay, Nick, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. I was looking at some of the matchup history between you and Texas. You guys have won 8 times against them, but most of them are really close. What is it about this series that has made things so competitive between the two teams?
Right. I mean, well, they're very organized. Ange does a great job with them. They're bringing in top level recruits. And they're a very disciplined team. So we know they're going to cause us all sorts of problems because of the athlete they have there, because of the soccer player they have there, and then the organization they have. So, technically, tactically, physically, we know Texas is always going to be a brawl.
Next question is from Carly Nevis.
That's kind of where I was going next, but I'll ask you this. What were some of the areas that you figured out on Friday that you needed to work on, and how has the team responded from the first loss?
The team is very disappointed. We felt that we let one slip out of our hands. We realize how important it is to maintain possession of the ball and not put a transition team in a transition situation. So we know that we need to take care of the ball better and really focus on that in training and our passing efficiencies and opportunity to connect our passes. And then, what kind of intensity do we bring? What kind of X factors do we bring? And if you had the ability to watch that game, I thought we matched up pretty well. So we felt good about that. We didn't feel good about, 90 minutes of West Virginia soccer where we really could have took care of the ball better.
Okay, Sam, back to you.
Late on Friday, we saw Jordan take a little bit of a tumble. How's she doing? Was it anything to be concerned about?
No. She's my gentle giant. She'll be fine.
Any other questions for Coach? Okay, Nick, go ahead.
Okay, Coach. So you mentioned training a little bit ago, how you guys are doing more training and playing fewer games. Who does that benefit? Is that, I assume it's a benefit to more of your younger players that you're trying to develop, but is that accurate?
So I'm going to repeat that question. Maybe it's my internet probably at this building, but so your question was having more training opportunities and development opportunities, is it better for the young players?
That's right. Who does it most benefit? Right.
Yeah. Well, since we are a bunch of young players on our team, it benefits everybody. And it benefits Coach because she likes to develop. But I yes, of course, explaining and understanding, and usually it's myself and my staff getting in front of them and coaching things up. And when you have a young team, you don't have that experience of upperclassmen also helping you coach up. So, we talk a lot about the little things make the big things happen. And that's where this opportunity is giving us as a staff the opportunity to really talk about the details and some of those things where maybe I wouldn't have this time, but also with a more experienced team, they don't need all those details.
Hi, Matt, you're next.
Coach, you went with Addison Clark over Alia Scott in that game against Oklahoma State. Was that just to offer you more defensive cover? And is that something you'd like to see out your midfield? Did you like what you saw out your midfield three in that game? Sorry.
So one of the decisions to put Addie Clark back in was the physicality of the game. It was a very physical game if you had an opportunity to watch it. So we felt that Addie could cover that ground and could be of a presence with a transition ball for the second ball. We weren't worried necessarily about the first ball, but maybe that second ball that she would have to pick up. So we felt that, Addie was going to be able to do that. Was I pleased with the midfield? Yeah, I thought the midfield controlled the ball 80% of the time. It was that 20% that cost us. And unfortunately, that's where we got to tighten up our boots and be a little bit better. Did Addie make a transition play? Yes. She made a bad decision. Did a lot of the midfield make some bad decisions? Yes. We haven't seen that type of pressure. So it was really good that we saw it. But I felt 80% of the time, we really dictated the play. It was just, we played into them.
Any final questions for Coach? All right, Coach, thank you very much for the time, and thanks everyone for joining us.
Thanks again, everybody.